Well, fasten your seatbelt. The markets are making a big move. Let's take a look at which direction. On the corn market right now, our quotes are provided by Bar Chart. Well, what happened here in the last 15 minutes? My goodness, March corn down 3.5 now at 586 3/4, and basically on the low of the day, within a tick of it anyway. Soybean trade, well, now it has turned around. March down 7 3/4 at 1256 3/4 after a high of 1270. What is going on here? Look at the wheat market. In Chicago, we have March down 26 3/4 at 760 1/4 on the low of the day and working its way lower. In Kansas City wheat, you have March down 23 1/4 at 788 1/2. And if you look at Minneapolis wheat today, you have the March now down 14.5 cents. We're at 10.06 1/2, and actually not too far from breaking that $10 mark. Well, I want to bring in Todd Bubba Horowitz of BubbaTrading.com. Any idea yet, Todd? This is all happening here in the last 10 or 15 minutes of trade. Any idea what's causing everything to collapse here?
Well, I think that you're going to have, wheat. I think there's probably some news on wheat that is just that we haven't seen yet because it's been under pressure all day. But also remember that the Federal Reserve is reporting today, and it's looking like they're going to do something rather dramatic, which is totally unexpected to the market. I mean, the markets have been trying to price in some information the last couple of days. By the way, you can see the equities have been selling off a little bit. But it looks like they may do something dramatic, and that is not good for the farming community, producers and farmers, as with fertilizer shortage and other things going on that are increasing input costs. If their interest rates go higher, their input costs even go higher, which could be causing some of the selling pressure that we're seeing suddenly, because these have turned around, pretty dramatically. Wheat was always under pressure, but the corn and beans have now suddenly turned around as well, which is not a good sign.
Markets do not like uncertainty, and if you look at the Dow right now, the Dow is under a little bit of pressure too, and everybody's eagerly awaiting these comments from the Fed later on today after their second day of meetings. And right now, the Dow futures on December down 79 points. The March futures down 91 points. Everything is kind of going into a tizzy here. I did want to take a look at the crude oil trade too. Down 66 cents on January at 70.07 per barrel. It dipped down below $70 for a little bit. What if crude oil can't gather itself? Is that going to hurt the, like soy oil and corn markets?
Yeah, I don't know, Mark. I think that the crude will find its way because we have such a horrible energy policy right now, and we're forced to rely on Saudi Arabia for their oil. So I think that, oil is just having a little bit of sell-off here. And I think what you see on uncertainty, basically everybody sells everything. And they'll sell now, ask questions later, and these things will probably resolve themselves out. But again, there is some concern here. The long term would be great if they raise rates and stop QE. In the short term, it's going to cause a little bit of heartburn.
Okay, well, Todd, thank you for joining us as we have the news happening in the markets. Everything is just starting to cave in here in the last 10 minutes. So I appreciate your comments, Todd. Bubba Horowitz of BubbaTrading.com. Now, he's located in Chicago, or he's based there anyway. And we're going to pause right here. We'll come back and we'll take a deep dive into our wholesale pork trade when we come back.